Hi, I'm Cedric from RTINGS.com. This is the first video in a series. In the next few weeks, we're going to add and update a lot of features on the website and the way we do things. For you to better understand them, we're going to post one video every week that explains them. We have a lot of stuff planned, features and improvements. The first one today is a new out-of-spec policy, where we are establishing a more formal process on how we will handle the manufacturing variance problems in the future. For example, the Samsung Q7F brightness issue we had on our unit exposed not only that we didn't add such formal process in place, which is required if we want to be fair to everyone, but more importantly, it exposed a potentially larger problem. What if the units we buy for our reviews are worse than what you would get at home? This isn't what we want. Our goal here at RTINGS.com is for our reviews to represent what a normal consumer like you would buy on average. We don't want the best case like websites that receive cherry-picked units from brands. But we also do not want the worst case if we simply get unlucky with the unit that we bought. If the unit we test is in either extremes, it won't help you, the consumer, in your buying decision since it won't correspond to what you would get at home. So, how can we make sure our reviews are near the average? In a perfect world, the solution would be to buy hundreds of different units of the same model across a wide range of retailers to be able to generate the distribution. Now, of course, this is not a financially realistic solution for an independent company like us. So we need to find a solution that doesn't increase the overhead too much. It is easy to determine if we are on this part of the curve. And we do it already. This is when a product is defective. We consider a product defective if the unit is not usable, like a physically broken screen or a non-responding driver of headphones. When this happens, we simply don't test a unit. We return it and get a new one instead. For example, in 2016, 2 out of the 44 TVs we bought were defective. The more problematic area is this section, where the unit works, and most people won't know that it is not as good as it should be. It's very hard for us to know if our unit is there. We are usually the first to publish reviews, so there's no good public data to know if our unit is worse or better than average. The marketing materials are usually over-optimistic, so that doesn't help either. The only ones that know how our product should typically perform is the brand. So the solution is to give brands a formal process to call out if a unit we test is out of spec. That process needs to be fair to both the brands and you, the consumer, and at the same time be transparent so that you know what is going on. From now on, if a brand tells us our unit is out of spec, the following things will happen. First, as soon as they tell us, we'll post an update on top of the review page to mention that the brand is saying it is out of spec, to let you guys know that it could potentially be not representative. Second, we will buy another unit from a different retailer, not the same one, to increase the chances of getting a better one. We don't want to end up with another worse than average one. Third, to give it a fair evaluation, we will retest that second unit throughout all the tests that affect mixed usage score, not just a specific test, and then we'll publish all the results on a review page. With this solution, it should increase the accuracy of the measurements on the reviews the brands think are worse than average. But there's one problem. Some brands could abuse of this system and simply call out all reviews forever until they get the best results they can get. So we need to limit them, but we don't want to penalize them if they were actually right, that it was worse than average. To solve this issue, we will look at the mixed usage scores. If mixed usage 2 rating minus mixed usage 1 is less or equal than 0.1, then we will remove the right to call out another unit out of spec for the next 10 reviews we do of their brand. If the difference is greater, this means the first unit we tested was indeed worse than average. In that case, they don't lose that right and can point out another review if they want, since it did help us make our reviews more accurate for you. They will only lose that right if the overall difference between the two units is not significant, which is why we choose the mixed usage score, since it is the one representing the most the overall performance and our recommendations. A small aspect could be significantly different, but if the overall performance didn't change, then it doesn't matter much. We put the threshold to 0.1 just to prevent rounding errors. and 10 reviews since we test about 10 different models per year for big brands. This doesn't solve the case where we got a better than average TV, since the brands won't call these out. But we have a few ideas on how to solve this later in the future. Our hope with this new policy is to improve the accuracy of our measurements so they can better represent what you can buy. Hopefully brands will start pointing out the worse than average units we have. With this policy, you will know that if a brand didn't tell us a unit is out of spec, then they don't think it performs significantly worse overall than what you can get. The solution is not perfect, but we think it is a step into a good direction. If you have any feedback on this new out-of-spec policy, or maybe an even better solution to propose, please leave a comment below. So that's it. More updates are coming the next few weeks. And if you like what we're doing, subscribe to our channel, and see you next time.